We specialize in kind of work-related apparel, so men's and ladies, casual business apparel, industrial workwear, safety equipment and things like that. And we really focus on a brand that we like to call Clothes That Work. And our entire organization is trying to change to kind of bring us together and work more efficiently together, and make decisions on behalf of the business and really think in more business terms and not so much about technology and what the underlying systems actually are. You know, every retailer, I think, struggles with supply chain, and we're no exception. We had, legacy assets which would give us a certain picture as to where things were, but they were inefficient, and there was a lot of manual processes involved and time-consuming for our staff. Taking a lot of time of the customer as well, which is something we obviously want to try and avoid. And we didn't have the capability to, reinvent our supply chain, for example, in the short amount of time we wanted to put this in place. So we had to try and reuse what we already had, service enable it and orchestrate it in a business process to make, a more efficient solution. So it really all became, how do we source a product across our network efficiently? How do we find it in whatever location it may be in, if it's in a store or in a distribution center or a warehouse or whatever? How do we find it? How do we move it from point A to point B in the least cost? BPM really came into play because we had some manual based processes, but we didn't have a good, they weren't integrated, and we didn't have a good holistic view of how they all tied together. BPM forced us to really analyze our existing processes and look where the bottlenecks were and figure out how we could improve them and generate an automated solution. We're dealing with the problem at a business level for the first time, not talking about it in technology terms at all. So WebSphere Business Modeler was huge for us. Other modeling tools that we had used were very static, and they didn't really offer the capability to do some of the simulation and some of the identify some of the high-level business services. Where Modeler, I think, offers tremendous value is that you can define your process, but it does much more. It decreases the amount of time for our staff to do the same thing and complete orders for the customer, and allows our staff to focus on serving the customer more. We've received a lot of positive feedback both from our staff out in the field and also our internal business users who have looked at this as being a very innovative solution that was very successful. We've seen a definite increase in overall sales volume. So by using SOA and some of the connectivity aspects of SOA, I think it allows you to kind of get a better sense of what that single source of the truth is. We can just put a new face on existing systems and reuse existing assets we already have, so we don't need to go out and rip everything apart and start from scratch. In terms of ROI, I think obviously there was a significant sales increase that we saw from this solution, and also from the reuse side of things, having these common services now that we can reuse in other projects is a definite cost savings, and we've already seen that where major pieces of development don't need to be undertaken because there is a shared service there now. I think what we did, though, by using BPM, we were able to more effectively use our funding, and we were able to achieve a very successful solution in a very short amount of time. IBM really helped us get to the point where we understood how we could use the tools, understand what the capabilities of them were, and where there was value. So at the end of the day, it's all about being smarter. It's all about being more efficient and thinking in new ways of how we can reuse existing assets and implement new strategies for our business quickly and efficiently.